Welcome back everyone. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down the absolute basics of river and creek fishing. I will be showing you how to find fishing spots, how I catch bait, the types of fishing rigs I use, and how I go about fishing a spot once I get there. Now, river fishing is very accessible to pretty much everyone in the world. No matter where you're from, whether it's North Dakota, Africa, China, I don't care. Pretty much all civilization is built around some sort of moving water, some source of moving water. And in addition to that, it's a very affordable type of fishing. Growing up, I came from a very hardworking, middle-class family. We didn't have a ton of money, but my parents were able to give me things like a bike, some cheap fishing gear. My dad taught me how to catch night crawlers in the backyard. And with those, few things, I was able to just have days and days worth of fun down by the river. Now, to start this guide, I'd like to show you how I catch bait. We are going to be keeping it extremely simple. It's very easy to get lost in all these different types of baits and plastics and hard-bodied lures that people are always preaching about when it comes to fishing. But really, there is nothing in this world more reliable, more plentiful than just the plain old night crawler. I'm pretty confident that if I dropped a night crawler in front of any freshwater fish in the entire world, it would have a hard time saying no to it. So catching night crawlers is actually very simple. You just need to saturate the ground for maybe 5 to 10 minutes, then give it another minute, and all of a sudden you'll start seeing all these little worms popping up on the surface for easy pickings. So next we're going to move on to how I go about finding fishing spots. Now there's a lot of different ways you can find a fishing spot, whether it's just word of mouth from a friend or local Facebook groups are always good. Your local bait shop, usually they have spots you can try. Another good place to start is maybe go out to some of your local parks. A lot of times parks will be stationed around creeks or rivers or something, ponds, because people like looking at water while they're at the park, I guess. Like here in my city, we have probably 4 or 5 parks all along the river, and it's all public land, fishable, all that good stuff. So that's always a great place to start. For the last few years, I've mostly just been using satellite imaging to find my fishing spots. Here, we'll just do it together. I'll try to find a new fishing spot for us to go try today. So we're gonna open up Google Earth. I'm gonna go to this smaller river, and I am going to just follow a stretch of this river until I find something that looks interesting. Right here we found a nice little pool, it looks like, by this bridge. It looks like it'll be pretty easy to access from the road. It looks like there's kind of some trails going down there. It also looks like there's a dam there, which is always a great place to find some fish on a river. Dams will always hold some sort of fish usually. So we're gonna drive out there and give it a shot.
Alrighty guys, so I just pulled up to this spot here. Like I said, it's a spot I've never fished, just something I found on Google Earth. Hopped in the truck, got out here. It's about 20 minutes away from my house. It looks like it is fully open to fishing. I can tell people have been going down there. Usually if it's posted, it'd be right on the corner over here or somewhere down the road, but I went and checked for signs and it looks like it's public, so we're gonna go down there, toss out some night crawlers and see if we can't catch some fish. Nice looking little creek here. Looks like there's a dam. Nice bridge. Now, before we throw our lines out there, I'd like to show you these 2 very simple and effective fishing rigs for river fishing. Now, the first rig I'm going to show you guys, this is one of my go-to rigs. I've used this rig ever since I was a little kid. We just have this little 1/4 ounce river walker sinker attached to my 10-pound braid here. Then with a polymer knot, I have this little snap swivel tied on. And then connected to my snap swivel, I have a little loop knot here with a 15-pound fluorocarbon leader attached to a nice little hook. And that's what we'll be throwing the night crawler on. This rig works in pretty much every river fishing application. All I could really think it wouldn't work in is if you're fishing heavy weed coverage, then you would want to use what we're going to be using next. But even in that situation, if you throw this rig on the outside of the weeds, like on the weed edge, this will work just fine. You'll catch fish all day. And the reason why I'm using a fluorocarbon leader here, guys, you can even see it has a little nick right there from the fish I was fighting prior to this setup. I'm going to put a new leader on here, but it's a very abrasion resistant leader. It doesn't get cut nearly as easy as mono or braid does. So when you're fishing river bottoms, there's always sticks or snags or something down there, or a fish will take it into a sharp rock or something. You want something that will be able to withstand that. So I really recommend using fluorocarbon for that. The next rig, guys, you know this. This is about as classic as it gets. It's a little bobber attached to a plain old 1/4 ounce jig, 1/8 ounce jig, whatever you want to use. This is going to suspend your bait off the river bottom. Have your bait, your worm or minnow, wiggling in the middle of the water column. It's almost impossible for fish to resist that. If you ever hear some guy saying bobbers are just for kids or something like that, that guy's just afraid of catching fish. So there's the rig like I was showing you guys. Just caught these night crawlers in my backyard, and I kind of like to feed it on there like a sock. And now I'm just going to toss it out there. I might get snagged. I've never fished here before. I'll probably have to find some sticks here first, but I'm just going to probably throw it right out in the middle of this pool. It looks pretty good, so see if there's anything out there. This area behind me could also be a really good spot to throw some jigs and plastics, or maybe a chatterbait or something. A lot of times up in these creeks and tributaries, you'll find smallmouth bass or pike and those type of fish hanging out that you don't necessarily find on the Red River all that much. Oh, something grabbed that bobber, guys. There we go, we're hooked up. We're hooked up. What do we got here, guys? We have us a nice little goldeye. This is a goldeye, you guys. This is what you always see me using for catfish bait in my catfish videos. Even though this isn't the Red River, they're still all up in these tributaries too. They're kind of everywhere. I'm actually going to keep this guy because I'm running a little low on goldeyes, so I'm going to put him on a stringer. The one thing I should mention about night crawlers, guys, is fish are able to pluck them off the hook pretty easy. So if you do you know, get a bite and you missed that fish on that bite, you should reel in, check your bait, and see if there's still a crawler on there. There we go. There's a fish on that jig. See what we got here. Another goldeye. Picked it up off the bottom this time. I was trying to get away from some of the goldeyes, so I took my bobber off, but they'll hit it on the bottom too if they're hungry, that's for sure. I think I'm gonna give this spot maybe one more cast, and then we're gonna move down a ways and see if we can't find a different spot. I'll see if we can't open up Google Earth and see if there's a spot close to me. There's a fish. A little bit bigger than a goldeye. What do we got here? Oh, it's a pike. Little pike. Nice. Cool. Look at that, guy's a little gator, huh? That's kind of neat. Nice little northern.
Alrighty, you guys, I decided to pack it up at that last spot. I bet we could have caught quite a few more fish if we stayed there, but I felt like doing a little bit of exploring today. So we're going to open up Google Earth here. I'm going to zoom in on the map, follow this stretch of river, and see if I can't find something else that looks a little bit interesting. Now right here, I found another bridge, and right next to this bridge, it looks like there's a little feeder creek. It looks like there's a bunch of debris and trees and stuff that's kind of creating some current breaks by this bridge as well, and kind of pulling up in front of those bigger trees. So I think this is going to be the next spot we're going to try. It's about 5 miles from this spot, so let's hop in the truck and go check it out.
I'm going to walk on down here. There's a little feeder creek running into this spot by the bridge here. Looks like there might be some fish hanging out. We'll see. It's kind of fun fishing these new spots, even if I'm just catching goldeyes or whatever, but I always enjoy exploring. Nice little beaver dam right there. Sneak up on a bunch of ducks hanging out over here too. That looks mighty snaggy. I'm gonna go over here. You can see the bottom, it looks really shallow, but I'm gonna throw the bobber out there anyways. Oh guys, something grabbed my bobber over there. Something grabbed it. What do we got? Nice. Oh, feels like a good fish, whatever it is. What is that? Oh, it's a catfish. There's a channel cat hanging out over there. Cool. Super cool, nice. Alright guys, here's that channel cat that picked up that night crawler at this new spot here. Nice little 2-3 pound channel cat. Cool though. Always fun catching fish out of new spots. I'm gonna get him back here. So I decided to fish this spot because of the feeder creek and then a little confluence area with the main river here. But there is a nice little spot kind of over here where the bank kind of kicks back and makes, oh, I better stop talking. We got a fish on over here. We're hooked up. We got a fish. Oh, that was different. That might have been a walleye. That looked like a walleye. So yeah, like I was saying, this spot over here looks pretty good too, and I might try it. Maybe I'll fish on the other side of that. Oh, we're hooked up again. Be tough to get my rod out if it fell in down there. Oh, that's our old friend, you guys. Mr. Goldeye. Our old friend, Mr. Goldeye. Might be hard to explain, but I like casting kind of right off where the main river comes here, and then you see it kind of pool up to the side here, and it'll seam up kind of right where my finger's drawing this line here. And I'm casting my crawler right where my finger. There's one last little spot within this spot that I want to try, and that's this nice pool sitting right in front of the bridge here. That looks kind of fishy. See if there's anything hanging out there. Hopefully I don't slip on these rocks and fall in the river. Yeah, this doesn't look too bad. You probably wouldn't be able to get a line right here, guys. This is all just down trees and wood. You're gonna kind of want to find where it makes a little pool. That's where you're gonna want to throw your night crawler or jig or whatever bait you're using. See if there's anything chillaxing over here. Throw that right in the center of that little pool. Now we wait. There's something's nibbling on that crawler. The lucky last crawler, guys. The lucky last crawler, we did it. We did it. And it's a decent fish. What do we got here? Little channel cat, maybe? Giving me channel cat vibes. We'll see, though. You never know in these little tributaries. They are pretty diverse. But that right there is going to be a nice little channel kitty. Hanging out right by the bridge there, kind of hanging out in this dead tree that's stuck in the water. Nice, we'll take them. Well, you guys, we used up all those night crawlers we caught. Managed to land us a nice little channel cat on the lucky last crawler. Now, I didn't come out here to show you guys how to catch the biggest fish in the world or anything like that, but I just wanted to show you with, you know, pretty little effort, a little bit of an urge to explore. You can come out here with a couple of greasy old night crawlers and just catch some fish, have some fun. I used to do this all the time as a kid, and I hope you guys can get out and enjoy nature. Look how beautiful it is out here. Just a beautiful little creek. Get out and enjoy it, guys. Get out and do some fishing. Thanks for watching.